look at that stunning view of the Rift Valley. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to today's video. So we are at the viewpoint of the Great Rift Valley somewhere in Kenya along Nairobi-Nakuru highway. So our journey today is to head towards Kisumu and taking this route. And with the stunning views, I had to make a stop, and also this is the maps, the point where I wanted to start recording this video. Join me as we journey together towards Nakuru, then after that Kisumu. Welcome, I hope you enjoyed the video, and subscribe and like. So most of the time I've preferred the narrow route because this road tends to be very busy most of the time. So I prefer the narrow route because it's less busy and less traffic. Although this route you may find most of the time traffic build up whenever there are trucks because they tend to move slowly. So you'll have to wait, try to see if you can overtake or not, and judging by the traffic ahead. So you can still also use the route, though I prefer the narrow route. But this one tends to be a lot more busy because of the use of the trucks. But through this stretch, you find less trucks because they'll have diverted towards Mahiu. Then you'll find more trucks after Naivasha because that's where then they join this road again as towards Nakuru. But more and more you'll find more vehicles on this road than the narrow route. So as you can see, so you have to overtake, ensuring that you can see ahead no oncoming car like that lorry, truck was moving relatively slow than the vehicles ahead. So you need than the pace of the traffic, I mean. So you need to ensure you can overtake safely and do it without compromising your safety or the other road users. So far the trip is so nice. The beautiful sun. The road is very scenic as well. There are places you might see the Rift Valley down below. Beautiful landscapes also on the side. But as you enjoy that, also ensure you maintain your safety and your sanity on the road. So here is a long line of vehicles, but I can see ahead, so safe to overtake, but also taking care that there is no vehicle that is also intending to do the same, because you might meet in the middle. My lights are also full to ensure that the driver can actually see the light coming through the side mirror and know that I'm on that side. Though I'm also doing that cautiously to ensure I'm more like near the middle of the road when overtaking, so that I can ensure if the vehicle ahead also wants to intend to overtake, they can also know that I'm just by that side of the road as well. So that's why this road is interesting, busy. It will keep you busy, shifting up and down depending on the pace of traffic. And it's not a place you might try to test the speed of your motorcycle, because of the traffic situation, as you can see. So there are vehicles, lorries moving, heading towards Nairobi, matatus heading towards Naivasha, Nakuru. There are markets also in between. There are also some town centers, some town shopping areas, shopping centers, I may call, near the roads. Like even this matatu, so it's moving slowly away to take passengers also by the road. So you need to be observant on all those while riding, while taking such long rides. So eventually, I think you may end up being more tired. Then I think maybe you can share your experience on the same route. So you might end up being more tired because you are fully engaged. You're always braking. You're looking ahead, looking at traffic, slowing down, speeding up. So it's a really engaging trip. Unlike maybe Narok, you may overtake like less than 10 cars, or just meet a countable number of cars on that road towards Bomet, towards Sotik. So you might meet very few cars on the road, unlike this one, unless it's over the festive season, of which now even this road is more challenging to use because of the heavy traffic of people going towards Western Kenya. So I believe if at all the government is serious with the expansion towards Mau Summit, that can really do a lot of people justice, because it will really ease movement. Because if you look at the distance from Nairobi to Mau Summit is around 200 and something, 215 thereabout. So if at all the road is dual all the way from Nairobi and with no interruption, so maybe the exits to the towns, so no interruptions at all. So you might reach Mau Summit in less than 2 hours or something. And so that will mean if the person going towards Kericho, still that road has less traffic. But then I think the journey will be made easier. But I think the downside for that is maybe the businesses along Nakuru may not have those many customers that normally stop by to buy products, because now you'll have stopped after only like 1 hour drive. So I think, but then it will improve mobility. So you can plan your journey well, knowing that maybe somebody even going to Kisii might opt to use this route, because now it will be express all the way to Mau Summit, then Mau Summit to Kericho now you proceed towards Kisii, or even those going to Kisumu, those going to, especially those going to Eldoret, I think they'll enjoy it. But then let's just wait and see. So we have seen so many promises being made, so hopefully the government will do something. So that bus driver that I've just overtaken, he signaled me to overtake after seeing there was no traffic ahead. So sometimes when a driver does that, you do a thumbs up to acknowledge also as well, because also they have recognized your presence on the road, and they have known you can move at least faster than them, so they give you a tip that you can overtake and also do it safely. this is the Kinungi area. So when going down to the Rift Valley, so there is normally climbing lane and the lane on the other side. So you need also still to check. Here there is broken yellow line, so that means you can overtake because you can see ahead. But ensure the vehicles that are climbing can actually accommodating enough to give you space to use that descent to overtake safely. There are those who still maintain, because the lane on the after the broken line is for the vehicles going uphill. So you need to ensure that they are seeing you and they have opted now to use the climbing lane. There are no other vehicles using that, so that now you can proceed with your journey and overtake safely. From here, I think you normally see some lakes down in the Rift Valley. Not sure the Elementaita before Naivasha. So the lakes give you also a nice scenery as you're descending, and with the wind in your helmet, really enjoy this trip. So if you are on two wheels, don't just maintain your movements within Nairobi, but I'm doing this also as a necessity because the village is in the west, so I have to move either way. Though I have a car, so you can use. So this one is more fun because now it gives me, first I use less fuel, then I can stop wherever I want, I can make detours, I can do so many things on a motorcycle that you can't do while driving. So here we have to slow down to the pace of traffic. There are vehicles oncoming, so we can't overtake. And normally at these high speeds, lane splitting is also not encouraged. So to be safe, just wait until there's an opportune time to overtake and do it safely. So like right now, I've seen the oncoming cars are very far. So overtaken and got into this space, then check ahead again to see if you can repeat the same, and so on and so forth. So going all the way to Nakuru, still early morning, you will So the intention is to stop at Nakuru for a short break, get something to bite or to drink, and then after that now proceed all the way to Kisumu. So we have a Safari Center shopping mall, Naivasha. So we are now in the Naivasha area. So that place, if you have an electric car, you can also stop by to get to charge the vehicle before proceeding west, or even when heading back to Nairobi. So the Safari Center shopping mall, it's a recent establishment. So this area is really growing with so many hotels by the side of the road. So I think but it's too near for somebody like me coming from Nairobi. So that's why now I prefer now stopping at after the viewpoint for the scenic views. I think the next stop is just okay to stop in Nakuru before proceeding west. So I think just the Safari Center is just also a good place to stop by, especially now maybe heading back to Nairobi, or if you have an electric car, or people going to Naivasha, you stopover. So but those short journeys, I don't think stopover is necessary, but it's good for the economy because put money into circulation. So that's up ahead is the junction towards Naivasha town. So that junction now will take you to Naivasha. There is a junction to the right heading towards Jambini, the new road that was constructed, but we have passed it. So this is now to Naivasha town. So after this, up ahead after the bridge is where now we meet the trucks coming from Maimahio. So the road will be more busy with more trucks on the road, especially now those coming from those heading to Eldoret, Busia border, or even to Malaba. So they'll have to reject this road now and make life a bit hectic for riders or even for other road users, because it becomes even busier with the addition of trucks. So after this bridge is when trucks now join back the road heading towards Nakuru. So from now on, now you should expect more heavy trucks on the road as we navigate through and head towards Nakuru. But sometimes you may find less trucks, sometimes a lot of trucks on the road. So you just need to be vigilant, more careful. The issue is just ensuring you're safe. We can overtake safely the vehicles ahead. And if you see somebody trying to overtake, like this, the car in front, and there is no space, so you might ensure that you're not tailgating. Don't tailgate, just keep a safe distance. There's normally a place where also the traffic police are normally very keen. I'm not sure if it is this section of the road or before Naivasha, whereby if you go past 50 kilometers per hour, this stretch, you will obviously be stopped ahead and made to pay or given that bond to appear in court. So they have done that also to try and ensure the safety of people, the road users, this road, busy road. But as you can see, this road needed to be expanded a long time ago. It's way too busy. And I saw somewhere that our average speed while moving on the roads is around 50 kilometers per hour. So imagine we are doing a distance of 100 kilometers. So it's just nearly the same as to spend 8 hours on the road. So if the roads were nice, dual carriage and everything, you could spend less, half that, maybe like a person in a car maintaining 100 kilometers per hour. And there is nothing interrupting on the road like the trucks and everything. So you can reach your destination sooner and be more productive in other things. Rather than spending 8 hours on the road, you end up being more tired and even less productive once you reach your final destination. So you also get discouraged from making such long trips because of the delays and the tiredness of the road and the inability to make a return trip on the same day. So I stopped at West Side Mall. My recording previously stopped earlier on, but I couldn't see what was happening with the camera. So West Side Mall is a popular stopping point for most travelers heading west. So it's just at the edge of Nakuru town. So you stop there, get something to bite or something to drink, then proceed now on with the journey. So this is the roundabout, the last roundabout I think as we're leaving Nakuru. So it's on the left side of the road. So the exit point is now the exit point is not on Nakuru Nairobi highway, but it's just one of the roads in Nakuru. So you take the road now proceed towards now Summit. the intention now is to head to Kisumu via Muhoroni. So if you have used that route, you get to Mau Summit, then take the road to your left. Then the next town that you see is Londiani now. You take the junction to your right, heading towards Muhoroni. So it's also a very nice road as well, scenic, less traffic, and very scenic, hilly. So I think still keep watching so that you can actually experience the same with me. So the junction ahead takes you towards Choro, so this one. So don't take that when if you're new to this route. Maybe ensure you have Google Maps. So there is somebody who bought the car for the first time, and all the time traveling through this route, he has been sleeping in the bus. So he didn't know where the Mau Summit junction was. So upon reaching this place, I thought that was the Mau Summit junction, then headed towards Joro. So it's a really funny story when you come to think of it. But eventually now came to know directions, how to because now he's driving now, he has to know where he's going, either using the map or now getting used to the route. So this is a nearly open road. There are climbing lanes here and there to try to ease the traffic. If there are no vehicles in the climbing lane, I encourage you to also use the same to allow also other vehicles to overtake from the other side if at all they also have vehicles moving slowly in front of them. So just overtake the trucks, and then if there is no truck on the climbing lane, just use the climbing lane to be on the safe side and also to allow the other vehicles to overtake. So as we saw in Kinungi, where vehicles gave us way, so it's time to reciprocate the same. So a lot of heavy trucks, as you can see, petrol, cargo and everything, so just be safe and overtake well and ensure your sanity on the road. So eventually, in fact, even after re-energizing in Nakuru, you feel like you want to begin nearly afresh. So from Nakuru, maybe stop also to enjoy the views in Muhoroni, the Londiani route, and then proceed. The next stop after that, Kisumu. Then after Kisumu, now you head to the village. being pushed off the road is very common in this Nairobi-Nakuru highway. So if you find vehicles are overtaking and they are not likely to go back to their lane, just use the shoulders if the shoulders have been done well, so that you ensure you are safe. Even if you are correct, don't insist on remaining on the right lane, because you may not even be able to say sorry to yourself, because you'll have gone. So just check if they are pushing you off the road. You can use the shoulders. Good thing is that they have been done nicely, but what should have been done is the expansion of this road, of which we hope it will be done, because I think this one is overdue. So hopefully, though it's mainly lying on our political class, so hopefully they will one day understand that this road needs to be expanded. So besides, it's a cement factory recently opened. So even in that section of the road, you expect heavy turning trucks to go bringing raw materials, and also taking cement to go to distribute to the wholesalers and so on and so forth. So you need to be also extra careful, especially those with the speed bikes, or so you move faster than your reaction time. So ensure you can react in time to either brake or especially now those heavy trucks are turning. now the Sachang'wan road. So this place they had to dual carriage this road because of the many accidents that really occurred within this place. So it's the only dual after Nakuru, where they have dual this road to Mount Summit. So between Mount Summit and Nakuru, so this is the other dual intersection of the road. And mainly it's because of the accidents that used to occur here, especially involving the heavy trucks. Maybe they lose the braking system goes off and they're unable to brake properly. So I have an issue with the sand, is it called sand bath, that's now on the other side of the road. It's supposed to be extensive, so it's normally a very small section, of which I really doubt if a trailer can be able to be trapped by that sand effectively in the event that it doesn't have the brakes go off. So this is the Sachang'wan area heading towards Mount Summit. So the only dual section, you'll find trucks, but you can move faster here because of the dualing of the road. So let's meet for part 2 as we continue with the journey towards Kisumu. So this is all for part 1. So part 2 is linked down below as we proceed with the journey towards Kisumu. Thank you for watching up to this point. Hope you also finalize part 2.